Welcome to the final episode in our series on crisis communication and reputation management. Today, we focus on the long game, rebuilding trust and reputation after the storm is past.
That's right, Yogesh, because managing a crisis isn't just about surviving the initial impact. It's also about what happens next. Reputation recovery is a journey, and it requires thoughtful, sustained effort.
Let's start by being honest. After a crisis, whether it's a product failure, executive scandal, or a data breach, your stakeholders may not immediately trust you again.
And that's understandable. Trust, once broken, needs to be earned back, not demanded. The first step? Own your story. Transparency is key.
Yes, publish a post-crisis report. Acknowledge what happened, share what you've learned, and outline concrete steps taken to prevent recurrence.
This is where follow-through matters more than promises. People don't want words, they want action. Did you actually change your policies, fix your systems, retrain your staff?
And whenever actions you take, make them visible. If you've revamped your data security, host a webinar. If you're improving workplace culture, share employee testimonials.
Reputation repair starts with consistency. It's not one press release. It's a series of aligned, authentic messages across time and touchpoints.
That includes your website, your CEO's LinkedIn posts, customer service interactions, and even recruitment efforts. Everything should reinforce the idea, we've changed, and here's how.
Another critical angle is engaging your community. Ask for feedback. Ask stakeholders what they want to see. Show that their voice shapes your future decisions.
And don't be afraid to highlight critics who became advocates. It's powerful when someone who was skeptical acknowledges your transformation.
Let's talk about the internal side, too. Rebuilding trust with your employees is often overlooked. They're your first ambassadors or detractors.
Absolutely. Internal town halls, leadership Q&As, and anonymous feedback loops help employees feel heard. When they believe in the recovery, it radiates externally.
One great tactic is the trust map. Plot your key stakeholder groups, customers, employees, media, regulators, and assess their current sentiment. Then, create a communication plan for each group.
That's a smart approach. It personalizes recovery. What reassures regulators might be different from what reassures loyal customers or partners.
Now let's talk about timeline. How long does reputation rebuilding take?
It varies. Minor crises may take months. Major ones, like a corporate fraud or safety failure, can take years. But progress can be measured.
Which brings us to metrics. Monitor sentiment through social listening, survey data, net promoter scores, media coverage tone, and stakeholder interviews.
Over time, you should see a shift from negative or neutral sentiment to cautious optimism and eventually to renewed advocacy.
Also, recognize milestones. Celebrate small wins. Re-entering a market, regaining a client, winning a new award. These build momentum in public perception.
Don't forget the power of storytelling. Use videos, blogs, and interviews to narrate your transformation. Let real people, not just PR, tell your story.
And highlight values. Recovery isn't just about image. It's about identity. What do you stand for now? What lessons have shaped your new culture?
One thing I've seen work wonders is launching a social impact initiative aligned with the crisis. If your crisis involved environmental issues, invest in sustainability. Make amends in meaningful ways.
That's redemption done right. But it must be sincere, not just a tactic. Otherwise, it risks being seen as performative or opportunistic.
Timing is also key. Don't rush the messaging. Give space for healing, especially if people were hurt or betrayed. Then come back with humility and strength.
And if there was a person at the center of the crisis, like a CEO or spokesperson, Consider whether their continued presence supports or hinders recovery.
That's a tough call. Sometimes leadership change is necessary for credibility, but sometimes a leader can evolve publicly and regain trust through vulnerability and learning.
Rebuilding reputation is ultimately about proving change consistently, clearly, and compassionately.
So to wrap up, crisis recovery is not a campaign, it's a commitment. And those who honor that commitment rebuild stronger, wiser, and more respected than before.
What a journey this series has been. We've covered the full arc, from planning to response to rebuilding. And if you've stayed with us through all 12 episodes, thank you.
Thank you, Lily. And to our listeners, and always, we hope this podcast has equipped you to lead confidently through the unknown. Remember, crisis is inevitable, but chaos is optional. If you found this episode of Corporate Communication useful, don't forget to join us, Leadership Academy, tag BIZZSutra.com. Do share it with your friends and colleagues and leave your review. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep communicating with courage.